on ABC Radio Sydney. I'm James Fallon. Here's a good thing. This is a really smart idea. Firefighters have been invited and are now being offered access to some of the sporting clubs' gyms so they can get physio and strength conditioning similar to that offered to South Sydney Rabbitohs, Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, New South Wales Swifts, Giants Netball and the like. Chief Superintendent Andrew Faunce, New South Wales Fire and Rescue, joins us to tell us all about it. Andrew, good morning.
Good morning, James. How are you?
Yeah, good. So what's this relationship? How's it going to work?
Yeah, so the Tactical Athlete Resilience Program, or TARP as we call it, it's a great initiative that provides a partnership between our firefighters and these top sporting clubs. And it gives our firefighters access to the high-performance staff and specialist medical facilities that are designed for elite athletes. So it's two aspects of the program. Firstly, it can be a preventative program which firefighters work with the club's strength and conditioning staff to increase their body core and strength, as well as overall fitness. But also the second part of it is the rehab side, where firefighters have suffered injuries or illnesses, and they can have access to specialist medical services within the club to assist with their recovery and their return to work.
Yeah, right. So I guess what was it the sort of thing where did Fiery start to become aware, go, look, there's these great facilities here that we could use, and start to talk to sports people? How did this relationship come about?
Yeah, so back in 2019, our health and fitness staff, who are exercise physiologists, reached out to football clubs through our links there, and through the partnership with South Sydney, did a trial to see what we could do. And it became, with the partnership, we saw that there was many similarities between the roles. Athletes prepare for sport and they need their body to be in the peak condition. And firefighters, similar to athletes, need to be prepared and ready for the demands of the job. So working in partnership together, we could see the similarities, and this is where it's come from.
Yeah, and so it is really great, isn't it? I think this is a wonderful use of these kind of things. Because I suppose they're fairly heavily used by the sports teams, but I'm imagining there's also a fair bit of downtime in there as well.
Yeah, definitely, James. Through the trial that we did in 2019, we could see that there was definitely highs and lows for the sporting clubs. If you can imagine, during the season, they're very much focused on that playing it in the recovery side, and the fitness and conditioning might not be used as much. And then during the off-season, the fitness and conditioning will come into it. So during those peaks and troughs, we work with the sporting clubs to offer our firefighters programs and classes where they can join in conjunction with the clubs, of course, and we fit in that way. So it's been a really good partnership.
Yeah. Is it sort of is it who's actually covering the costs here?
There's no cost to firefighters. So our workers' comp provider, EML, they will cover any out of pocket expenses by the clubs. But generally, it's just a community thing for the clubs for our firefighters to use the clubs and to use their facilities. So there's no out of pocket expenses for the firefighters, and the firefighters end up being more prepared for the demands of the job, being physically and psychologically capable, and so there's a win-win.
Yeah, I imagine that firefighters in general are people who are very concerned with their fitness. It's one of I imagine it's almost like a bit chicken and egg. One of the things they like about the job is that they get to train all the time. They're people who like to train and like to be physically fit, so the job suits them.
Absolutely, James. The sort of people that are drawn to firefighting are those who are interested in that physical exertion and physical fitness side of the things. So, I mean, they're coming in with a pretty good baseline anyway. So, yes, they are interested in it, and this program now actually educates and better prepares them for the physical workload. As you can imagine, firefighting is one of the most physically demanding roles that you can have. And we also have firefighters, unlike athletes who have one game and then go back and recover, firefighters can attend an incident and then within a couple of hours later be back in the same situation again. So this program also helps educate them about how they recover quickly and get prepared for the next incident. Yeah.
Now, I'm looking at the list here where it's South Sydney, it's Illawarra, Canterbury Bankstown, Central Coast. Any further across the state? Are there regional facilities that firefighters can draw on?
Yeah, we're continuing to liaise with these clubs, James. And so, as you mentioned, those clubs at the moment are Canterbury, St George, the netball clubs are the Swifts and the Giants, and we've also got Central Coast Mariners. We're reaching out to those the other sporting clubs and to try and expand our network across New South Wales, so we have access to all firefighters. But at the moment, we've got these clubs. Just recently, we had South back in 2019, but just recently we've had the Dragons and the Bulldogs come through our academy, the Fire and Rescue Training Academy and to do firefighting for a day, and that really gave them an insight into the work that firefighters do, as well as their strength and conditioning staff, so that they're able to see and so best match the programs for our firefighters to best prepare them for the role.
Yeah, fantastic idea. Great relationship. I can see only, the benefits of both, of everyone knowing one another in this sort of circumstance. I think it's great. It would be a terrific thing. Thanks so much for telling us about it.
Pleasure, James.
That's Chief Superintendent Andrew Faunce, New South Wales Fire and Rescue. It's officially called the Tactical Athlete Resilience Program, but it's a great relationship between fire and rescue. And South Sydney Rabbitohs, Bulldogs, the Dragons, Swifts, Giants, Netball and Central Coast Marine.